Hello and welcome. Welcome to your yoga class. My name is Regina. I'll be guiding you through today. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat. I welcome you to your practice. Let's start in a comfortable seat, gently closing down the eyes. As always, tuning into the breath, tuning into your body, and narrowing your focus for the next however long we practice together. Narrowing your focus down to just what's happening here on your mat. And in these first few moments, start to scan your body and see if there's any places that might need some extra attention, a little bit more support from your breath. And that could be maybe some tension in the shoulders or neck, for example. It could be restless thoughts or feelings of anxiety. And whatever it is, just starting to notice what needs your attention, what needs your breath support right now. And as you start to breathe into that area, try to do so with a little compassion and kindness, right, rather than judgment and wanting it to be different. And notice if just the act of becoming aware and more present in the body helps to soften, calm. Slow down the mind. Slow down the breath. And this is our real practice here on the mat, is learning how to breathe smoothly, calmly, even when things get perhaps challenging or a little shaky. All right, and gently blink open the eyes. Let's go ahead and turn on the mat to come into a child's pose just for a moment, settling in. Sink your hips back towards your heels and stretch your arms forward. It's already maybe starting to get a little bit of a stretch in the back of the shoulders. And with your inhale, expand your rib cage. And feel the back body spreading and opening as you take a full breath in. And a nice, long, luxurious exhale. One more like that. Full breath in. Long, slow breath out. Now starting to move a little bit. From here, keeping your hands where they're at. As you inhale, lift up. Roll through a cat position. And sink your hips down into kind of a modified up dog with the knees on the floor here. So a little more support from the legs with the knees down. Bend your elbows, pull the tops of the arm bones back. Take a breath in. And exhale, roll back to child's pose. Inhale forward. Lifting your chest, pulling the shoulders away from your ears. Exhaling, coming on back. Softening into the child's pose. And again, inhale. Moving with the breath. Going at your own pace here. And so your breath could be a little faster, a little slower than mine. That's fine. Just finding your rhythm. Enjoying the movement to warm up the shoulders and the spine here. Let's do 2 more times like that. Last one. And then making our way back to a tabletop position. You move your hands back a little bit to get them directly under your shoulders, knees right under the hips. And then start to move forward and back, warming up into the wrists more. You may feel some stretch, a little sensation in the forearms. That's fine. So important to warm up the wrists, give them some stretch, a little movement before we go putting weight on them. And then go ahead and turn your hands out to the sides. Fingers point to the edges of your mat. And then you can do a little side to side here. Again, just warming up the wrists a little differently. Nice stretch for the forearms. Maybe you feel it into the palm. Keep them smoothly inhaling and exhaling here as you warm up your wrists. Now turn your fingers back. So the fingers are pointing maybe directly back toward your knees as far as they'll go. And then you can lean back. You don't usually have to go too far here to get a lot of sensation in the forearms and the palms. And forward and back. So nice to stretch out all those muscles in the palm of the hands and the forearms. And then go ahead and make your way back. You can sit on your heels and just hold the stretch here. If it feels good, you can bend one elbow and then the other, deepening the stretch if that's available. If not, no worries. This is just optional. All right. And then come on back up. Turn your fingers back forward. Tabletop position. Grip the floor with your fingertips and do some cat-cows. Exhaling round through the spine, curling up like a cat. Inhaling, belly drops down. Cow pose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, cow pose. And then make your way to a neutral spine here. Draw your ribs away from the floor. And one of the ways you can get there is by pressing your hands down very strongly. Roll the biceps forward towards the front of your mat. And now squeeze your forearms toward each other, right? They don't move, but that action will help to support with the chest muscles. Now from here, lift your right arm up and make some big circles. And keep all that action in the left arm. Make big circles with the right arm. Warming up the joint. Switch directions of the circle. Spread the fingers so you get lots of energy through the whole arm. Making the circle as big and round as you can. And let's place the right hand down. Switch sides, left arm. Making big circles in one direction. Pressing the floor away with your right hand. And switch directions of the circle. And bring the left hand down, walk your hands forward, walk the toes back, and come into a plank position. Now same action here, press the floor away, roll the biceps forward, squeeze your forearms toward each other, grip the floor with your fingertips, and then take your tailbone and stretch your tailbone down toward your heels. Right? Draw the belly button towards the spine. Keep the breath smooth. Lips are sealed, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Maybe you can start to rock back and forth a little bit. You can always bring your knees down if that helps you. Give you a little more support here. And back, downward facing dog. Pedal out through the feet, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe swaying the hips a little side to side. Moving whatever way feels good in your first dog here. And then finishing up your movements and finding a few moments of stillness here in your downward dog. Tuning into the stretch in your back body. Maybe the stretch in your shoulders. And look forward to the top of your mat. Walk your feet up. Come into a forward fold. Interlace your hands in your elbows. And let the torso hang down. And release your hands down. Inhale, roll all the way up to stand. Reach through the arms when you come up. Press your palms together, draw bottom ribs down, and take a deep breath here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Fingertips can be to the floor. You can have your hands to your shins, whatever feels good there. Just lengthening out the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. And with your exhale, step back to plank. All right, in plank, spin your heels to the right for a side plank. You can always put this bottom knee down, right, and reach your left arm up. If this is going pretty well and you want to lift the right leg, right, and stretch your hips up towards the ceiling, that is also an option. Bring your left arm up and over the ear, take a deep breath. With your exhale, swim the left arm down, switch sides. Again, left knee can come to the floor, or keep it lifted, your choice. Either way, try and lift your hips away from the floor. Stretch your right arm up and over the ear. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, swim that right hand down. Lower all the way to the floor. Knees can come down. So you lower to chaturanga with knees down or up, your choice. And then all the way to the floor. Cobra pose, lift your chest. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and hold. Lift your hands off the floor. Feel your strong back muscles working here. And just keep your gaze down at the floor so you're not lifting up through the neck too much. Inhale. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up. Press out through the heel. Exhale, knee to nose. Pause. Maybe you can touch your knee to your nose. Lift up on the left toes even higher. Give yourself lots of clearance. Lift the right heel. And then place your right foot in between the thumbs. And back knee goes down and inhale. Coming up. Reach up through your arms. Big breath in. Exhale, hands down. Straighten your front leg for half splits. Dig your right heel into the floor. Dorsiflex the foot. Pull your toes, right toes back towards your knee. Come back into your lunge. Right foot flat to the floor. Left hand down underneath your shoulder, and then stretch the right arm up for there's a little twist here. Reach up through the right arm, big breath in. Now with your exhale, bring your right hand down, curl the left toes, lift your knee, and turn all 10 toes to the right. It'll be a big stretch for your left side body, maybe the right hip. Inhale, press in your right foot, lift the hips and stretch your right arm up and over the ear. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale now, coming into Skandasana on the right side. Right, so you can be up here, right, depending on the flexibility in your ankle and hip. Right, this is a great place to be. If you have the flexibility to come down, then go ahead and do that. Right, you can start to move a little bit, maybe pointing and flexing the left foot, opening up into the ankle a little bit more. Take a deep breath. Now with your exhale, come to your runner's lunge, right, just so that you can move back to plank pose. Pause in plank. Again, lowering down, knees can be on the floor. Chaturanga, pause, and exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, stretch your left leg up and back. Right heel reaches down. Now come forward to your plank position with the left knee lifted. Try and touch knee to nose. Lift up onto the ball of the right foot, lift your left heels, get lots of clearance. Step your left foot in between your thumbs. Right knee down, inhale, rise up. Take a breath. And with your exhale, both hands down, stretch your left leg straight for half splits. Digging left heel into the floor. Maybe you can start to draw that left hip back just a little bit. And then coming back to your lunge, right hand underneath the shoulder, left arm rises up, twisting, opening up through the left shoulder, pressing strong into your right arm. Take a breath in. Exhale. Take your left hand down, right knee rises up. Turn all 10 toes to the left this time. Nice stretch for the right side body, letting the hips sink down. And then as you inhale, lift the hips. Left arm comes up and over the ear. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Last time, exhale, lower. And then make your way into Skandasana on the left leg. Keep your left heel grounded so you open up into that Achilles tendon. And you can start to point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. And then turning towards the front of your mat. Move through runner's lunge to plank pose. Lower all the way down to the floor. Take your time here. Keep the elbows hugging in as you lower. And this time, interlace your fingers behind your back. Stretch your knuckles back toward your heels and lift your chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And hold. Reach the knuckles back. And slowly release down.